review time with Imperial. We'll be reviewing today Power Season 6, Episode 2. Whose side are you on? Let's get into it. Now, in this episode, I didn't care for it too much until the end. Because the writing just can't, it comes off as uh, being stupid. And you know what? With Power, a lot of times they leave a bunch of holes during the season and they start tying things up mid-season. Mid-season, it start getting real uh, interesting, and then they start tying up loose ends and connecting the dots. And it just was like the writing was just with the whole Ghost and Tommy situation. Ghost not knowing Tommy's alive, thinking he's dead, and it's just real sloppy. Like, you had this character that was so on top of everything, sharp, and then all of a sudden this character is not on his game and really just all over the place. And maybe they're trying to say he's human and he got a lot going on, but then you just have too many just like stuff that just like unbelievable. Like, is that what's happening right now? You know what I'm saying? Everybody knows Tommy's still alive except Ghost. He's not smart enough to make sure that Tommy actually was dead. So Reek lied to him, Tasha lied to him, and that's could be a little bit frustrating with this how this is paying out. The Tariq situation, you really don't know what that's going to pan out to. He's starting to seem like he's building his own enterprise, and he has recruited one of the females at his school, that she's a black female at the school too, and it's only a few of them there, and she pretty much found out that he was selling on campus and pretty much said, don't make it bad for us out here. It's only a few of us out here. And he telling her, well, listen, man, I'm just trying to get money. And you work at the bookstore, you ain't really making that much money. Your laptop is old. Your shoes is old. You can make some money with me. And, places, she seems like she's intelligent. So he could use somebody like her. So, that he's building his little enterprise, and he's playing chess in his room, and then she walked up on him pretty much saying, you play chess, you ain't any good. So basically, when you playing chess, you playing for the long haul or whatever, and you watching each move, the setup for the last move. So Reek's character this season will be interesting, because I don't think Reek's going to be what we've been looking him up to be these last couple seasons. Most people that's watching Power can care less about Reek's character. He got his sister shot. He was a rebellious kid doing everything against everything. So this season, I think we're going to see a different Tyreek, where he going to become the next Ghost. That's what it's looking like. It's shaping up to be. Him playing a bunch of different pieces and him becoming the next Ghost or whatever. So when Ghost shows up to the guy who's distributing for the cocaine, basically want to tell them his apologies. They want $100,000 from Ghost every 2 weeks for basically Ghost, what he seemed to believe killed their Tommy, but he really killed the guy's man on his team. So it's a bunch of unnecessary. I mean, the writing for this episode, I really didn't care for it. And you had Angela's sister, so I guess they really like confirming. They just had the funeral, and I'm telling you, until I see it, I don't really think Angela's dead. It's like I guess they playing off of it, but they didn't show her face in the casket. Well, they showed her on the slab, and they showed her, you know what I'm saying, passing in the hospital. They ain't show her in the funeral. And her, you know, Angela had this phone, the phone that she used to contact Tasha. And, you know, Tasha, the sister threatened that she would go to the police, and pretty much Tasha told her, well, if your sister's name would be tarnished, her benefits, you know, she'll lose the benefits and everything. So pretty much, you know, the sister chose, she left and picked the phone that Angela had, the burner phone, and put it in Angela's casket or whatever. So I still think Angela is alive. I'm gonna keep saying that until I'm really proven different. I still think she's alive, and they're gonna pop up somewhere later on down a couple episodes, a few episodes, and then find out that they had to materialize her death for a certain reason. And then, you know, Councilman Tate, he's in this episode, and you know, he really don't want to deal with James St. Patrick, but he has to. And a guy shows up at his conference, him announcing for governor. A guy shows up talking about how he knew St. Patrick from the neighborhood, and he ain't nothing but you know, a drug dealer turned millionaire pretty much, and turned it into a basic enterprise. And so St. Patrick stepped in on the podium and spoke in defense of himself and for Councilman Tate. And so Councilman Tate ended up having this guy searched and found out who this guy was, had him come to his office, and told him, you know, he want to offer him a job, basically, to spy on St. Patrick and find out what he into. Councilman Tate's campaign manager pretty much wasn't feeling that, and he pretty much told him, you know, I know too much on you, you're not going to fire me. Councilman Tate punched him in the ribs, then punched him in the face, told him man up. So that was, you know, it's going to be a situation with that. So this episode, Tasha knows Keisha. Keisha wants to get rid of Tasha, meaning out of her life. And so, you know, she could be the boss female. She could be the one with the man who is in charge of everything, and she's the leading lady. And so, being as though Tasha always knew that Keisha wanted that life, she told Tommy all he has to do for her is just keep buying her stuff. Because she always wanted, like, she always wore Tasha's hand-me-downs, or, you know, they was good hand-me-downs, but she always wore Tasha's stuff and always wanted to go through Tasha's closet and stuff like that. Now she getting her own closet. Now she getting her own gifts, you know what I'm saying? So basically, Tasha told Tommy, yo, just buy her things and she'll be straight. She'll be with you or whatever. And that's what it's paying out to be. So when you see that, you know something's going to come about that, because it's minimizing Keisha's intellect or her character. So it's going to be something between Tasha and Keisha. I can see later on in a few episodes one of them killing each other. So it's going to be interesting how this going to pan out. And lastly, you had the lawyer, where he's fighting for custody, and then Sachs stepped in, helped the baby mom who couldn't get a job, been on drugs, helped her, gave her a referral so she could get a job at a firm, which looks good for her in a court case, only to put a wiretap on her daughter's book bag. So when she go with her dad, they can listen in on the conversation and stuff. So once again, man, it just well, how would I guess that's in a sense in a sense, that's, you know what I mean, was good on Sack's smart thinking on that end. Because how would you be even looking at your daughter that she got something on her that's, you know, criminal, whatever, that can take you down with whoever you involved in, and the mom is so bitter that she's willing to do that. So, she's not looking at the long haul either. So, you're looking at stuff like that. So you just, when I say, in real life, you got all these people that's involved in all these like serious things, you would think like their measures is more calculated than what we're witnessing on TV. So it just, that's why when you hear me say the writing is whatever, that's where I'm coming from with it. Other than that, I didn't care for the episode too much, but that's Power. You live and you learn with Power. If you watch the episode, you ain't gonna like all of them. So that don't mean I'm not gonna come back 2 episodes or next week episode. Oh, that was a good episode. So that's enough. Enough of my rant for this week's review. Subscribe and like. Make sure your notification on more than anything. Subscribe and like. Till next time.